Great. Fish have gotten used to it now, so they're out exploring again. I think they like being able to see better over here at night. Turtles haven't basked in it yet, but they get enough sunlight during the day, so I don't think they really bask much at night. I may use it more during the cold season. But I gotta double down on my heaters when that happens too. I have 3 more to put in here. See you floating over there underneath that plant. Which one are you? I can't tell. She's blocked by the plant. And your face is in shadow. No? That's Sasha. Where's that Tanya? No, she's a little bit lighter. That's Tanya. Hey, Tanya. See the Duke over there, my big pleco. Had that boy a long time. He's gone from tank to tank to tank throughout his life. But you know, when I buy a fish, I keep it. Period. Make sure they have plenty of room to grow, too. So this tank is going to get an upgrade eventually also. If I have to dig it myself. I'll see about finding one that's above ground I can move around with me. If I ever have to move anywhere. But I'll also turn my swimming pool into a pond if I have to, because it's an above ground pool anyway, and the kids are already done with it. So I'll just treat it for like a couple of months and then turn it into a pond. Temporarily until I can dig one out. If it gets to the point where I need one. But so far they're not growing as fast as I thought they might. Might take a couple of years before they get big enough to where I need to move them. Might take a couple of months. But when the time comes, they're definitely going to get an upgrade. Because I'll be keeping them their whole lives. Decided not to get rid of the goldfish either. I'm going to keep them too. I've had them for so long now that might as well. They're going to stay with the koi for the remainder of their lives. Especially that albino surprise one that I didn't even know I had. Just out here filming one day and it came out. I've cleaned the pond tons of times too. I've never even seen it. But I never take the water all the way out either. So, as to not lose my bacteria. Oh, look at them. They're hanging out together. 2 plecos. That's good camouflage, Duke. His name's John Wayne, by the way. I just call him Duke because that's John Wayne's nickname. That is one cool pleco. Look how relaxed everybody is out here. There's that albino goldfish again. Still have to name him. I have not named the albino goldfish. Anybody wants to name him, hit me up in the comments. You know. Gotta keep him till he gets huge. Never seen a giant albino goldfish. Especially a comet feeder goldfish that got that big. There he is. Swimming with the koi. Now there are 3 turtles in here. Approximately 8 goldfish. I can't remember. I think there's 8. It might be 6, but I think there's 8. There are 9 koi of varying sizes. 3 plecos. and 3 green cories at the moment, and 1 bronze cory. And an Oscar and a Jack Dempsey. Oh, and all the feeder fish right there. But I found out recently that I shouldn't be feeding those to my turtles. So I don't plan on buying them again. But ironically, that's what they're used to eating anyway, because that's what the pet store was giving them. But I found out there's a chemical in those that they shouldn't have. So I'm going to let the Oscar finish killing them, because obviously the Oscar has been eating them anyway, and so is the Jack Dempsey. And I'm going to hope that nothing bad happens to them, and we'll see what happens. Because I have nowhere else to put those. So they're going to live their life in here for as long as possible. But they're fragile as heck anyway, so they tend to die when I do water changes, so I'll pull them out when they die. Sad as that is, you know, life of a fish keeper. You win some, you lose some when it comes to fish. Can't seem to figure out platies. Platy tank took another hit. I don't know what the heck's happening to it, other than the cats keep fishing in it. It's driving me insane. So I got 2 platies now that are terrified of top feeding. And I have to keep 2 cats outside no matter what, because they like to fish in my fish tanks. So I'm dealing with that. Anybody want a cat? His name's Whiskers. He's a very good fisherman. But him and Tiger have to stay outside, because they both fish in my fish tanks. None of the other cats do it. They're fine. We feed them wet food and dry food. They're fat cats. But they also eat plenty of mice. The little guys can't fight their instincts. They see those fish swimming around and they get up there and try to get them out. And I had a pretty bad loss in the platy tank. So I have 1 pregnant mama platy left and 1 male. I moved the Danios into it just to fill the tank out because it looks so lonely and empty. And there's only 1 auto sinkless left in it, which I think is crazy. But that cat literally picked them all out of there. Took the lid off the tank. I came in there in the middle of the night and caught him doing it. I thought it was insane. I did not film it. And there's going to be people out there that think it's fake, but it's freaking real. It happened. Can't even believe how many of their bodies I found with the heads bit off, or just claw marks laying on the floor. I lost a lot of guppies too, to be honest with you. Apparently, that cat is an excellent fisherman. But they're not allowed in the house at night anymore. And I made them a nice little cat house. It's comfortable in the garage. And there's already a cat door to get into the garage, so they're not going to be, you know, abused or anything by making them stay outside. And they're pretty wild anyway, so it's not an issue. My cats are survivors, and they're still loved. We still let them in the house during the day. I just make sure to keep an eye on them. That way they don't get near my tanks. But that's why I haven't filmed those tanks in a while. Just wasn't sure how to break the news. I don't really like losing fish, so when it happens, it's a hard thing for me to talk about. this tank, this pond, everything is thriving. I haven't lost anything. My 70 gallon, nothing, no problems. The 40, no problems whatsoever. For some reason, the guppy tank and the platy tank were targeted by the cats. So I lost some of them. But, you know, I'm going to work on breeding them more. The guppies have already started breeding again, so they're replacing themselves. That's nice, but I still hate the loss. It happens, but this one right here is looking nice, though. I will give it that. Look how healthy those fish are. Goodness. Those some nice fish. Active, too. Water parameters are great. And it's still so clear. I mean, it's still a little cloudy from moving stuff around and adding those towers over there. But, dang, it looks good. I gotta say. Not to pat myself on the back, but it's a nice pond. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. I'm off to bed. Good night, YouTube.